Um, Subject I'd like to talk about now is place where I used to live, or where I used to live. I used to live in a place in Northamptonshire called Wellingborough. Um, it's a average sized town in England. In fact, I was born there. Um, but the place, in my opinion, really went downhill. I lived in a council house for 30 years, and the people used to be a lot more respectful. The house was built in 1976, but all the neighbours, all the people, they were all pretty decent. As far as I know, nobody done me any harm. And I wouldn't say I was targeted in any way by anybody, but as the years went by, the people who could afford to moved out, sold their houses, and went to better areas. And I never ever have had a really good job. I've always worked, but never had high money. So in a sense, I was trapped. And in the end, there was a lot of antisocial behaviour and unrest, which upset me greatly on that estate. And if you kept your garden tidy, kept your fence painted, were polite to people, they thought you were from another planet. I had an elderly gentleman come out to me once and say, "Why are you painting your fence?" And I said, "Because it makes it look better, because it cheers the place up. It's my property, I rent it. I wouldn't bother to do it." And that's a pensioner, a man in his 70s. So you imagine what the young people like. We had next door neighbours moved in next to us. They were Irish gypsies. I've nothing against the Irish. My father was Irish, and I'm nothing against gypsies. But these were bad people. They had 5 children, 3 dogs, and 2 cats. They never worked. I was working at the time, and I used to get up every morning and go to work, and they'd be in bed. They never used to be active until, say, 10 or 11 at night, when I was trying to sleep, and they were keeping me up by playing music. I went and complained to him. I said, "Look, mate, I appreciate, you've got to play music, play it till 11 o'clock at night, but why do you always start at 11 and play right through to 5 in the morning? I have to get up." You know what he said to me? He said, "Nobody is changing my lifestyle." And that stuck with me. And I thought, right, if people can get away with things like that, I, in the future, am not going to have my lifestyle changed or dictated to by anybody. Because he was a nice enough chap himself to speak to. I never fell out with him. He was always very friendly, and he did quieten down after that. But the point of the matter is, the family caused a lot of trouble. There was thieving going on, there was drugs being dealt with people, and I don't like it. I don't like that atmosphere. Anyway, they got kicked out, or they moved, I don't know, suspiciously. And the next people who come in were a young lad and his girlfriend had a baby. They used to have people round drinking and throwing beer cans out all over my garden. Now, you couldn't reason with people like that. I was very polite and said, "Look, why are you doing that?" They used to laugh. And a chap said to me once when I was clearing them up, he says, "You clear them up, we'll do it more." Is that fair? Who's the abused one? Yeah. And our area wasn't as bad as some of those poor people who live in London and the cities in high-rise flats where there's gangs about and they will not leave them alone. My sympathy is with people like that. I had antisocial behaviour and it changed me. Some people have it 50 times worse, and these people should not be allowed to get away with it. So when you see me and think that I'm a wishy-washy fascist, antichrist, liberal, Tory, Labour, I'm none of them. I'm a decent person, and there's a lot of decent people out there, and they're just not getting a voice. And I think if people looked at the spiritual way of how their souls felt and how they dealt with people, kindness is seen as a weakness. It is not a weakness, it is a virtue. Never let people distract you from saying that kindness is a weakness. I don't consider myself stupid. I think some of these people who cause trouble, who vandalise people's properties, who keep them up all night, are off their head. I don't think they're normal. It's them who ought to be looked at. Anyway, just thought I'd let you know a few of my views. I could go on forever and ever and ever. Got a wide variety of subjects. Working as well. I've had a lot of jobs, awful lot of, always worked, I don't now, but I always worked. I've been gravedigger, postman, milkman, tannery worker, woodworker. Oh, I could go on forever, and there's some funny stories to tell you about that. Really funny stories, and some interesting people, and some bloody horrible people as well. Anyway, thanks for listening. Just a bit of entertainment. Love you all. Bye.